The weather has cleared. Some late afternoon sun at Giants Stadium for the Broncos and the Giants. Hello, friends. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms. Denver coming in here on quite a roll, having won 5 straight.
Well, what they're going to find out here in Giants team today, a Giants team that's upset because they lost a great opportunity last week down in Dallas. They feel like they should have won. So if you talk to the players, you read the papers, Jim, we did the interviews, they're mad. They should come out and play really hard.
All right, Phil, and today's game is available in high definition. Good to have you with us. The Giants at 3-2, the Broncos 5-1. Giants win the toss. Willie Ponder is back to receive the kick. And it's Ponder across the 20 to the 30, cuts back to the sideline and near the 40 for an electric start. 36-yard return for Willie Ponder, who ran one back for a touchdown last year late in the season against Pittsburgh. Here's Eli Manning. Look at the numbers. Quite an upgrade in year 2. 10 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. On that line, Kareem McKenzie, the former Jet, coming over in the offseason as a free agent. And Shockey with a stellar season to this point. He went over 100 yards receiving against the Cowboys in that 4th quarter alone last week. Giants come out firing, and it's Burris, who was questionable coming in with back spasms, but he gets the start, and he gains 8 against a Denver defense that applies a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but has not had a sack in the last 10 quarters. There's Trevor Price. He was in Brady's face all last week, but again, they never got an official sack. Linebacking core solid. Gold, Wilson, and Williams. And the secondary, Champ Bailey is back in there. He started last week. He has been set back with a hamstring, but he is in to get the game started. Tiki Barber trying to get just past the 49 for the first, and he has it. All right, Phil, what about your spotlight when the Giants have possession?
Well, the Giants heard it so much last week. They didn't give the ball enough to Tiki Barber. So if you listen to him and the coaches, they plan on running him a lot today. The Denver defense, Eli Manning holds the ball a long time, especially on play action passes. They think they can get to him in those situations.
So near midfield, the Giants with a first down. And that's Tiki Barber, his first fumble of the season, and it's recovered by Denver. Darren Williams knocked it loose. No, recovered it. It's Darren Williams with the recovery, as Tiki Barber had not mishandled the football all season long.
When you get the first cool, breezy day in Giant Stadium, the football can be tougher to hold on to. What a job by Tiki Barber keeping his balance. But it's knocked out there. It looked like Foxworth that knocked it out.
May have been Williams both on the recovery and the strip. Here he is from behind.
Yeah, you're right. It could be, Jim.
And that gives Denver possession at the 46 of New York. Starting out with Mike Anderson for a yard. So Tiki had averaged almost 8 fumbles a season, 02 through 4, and it took till his 97th touch of this season before he has his first. And it's recovered by the Broncos, and what a start here for Denver. Just their 3rd road game of the year, 4 wins at home, an opening loss at Miami, but an impressive win at Jacksonville, coming just 6 days after a Monday night victory. On the rollout, Plummer throws across to Alexander, and that ball is loose. Was there a whistle? Conflicting signals. They're going to rule him down. Carlos Emmons in on the hit. 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 7. And here is Jake the Snake. He has never won as a starter at Giant Stadium, coming here 4 times with the Cardinals. His line helping this Denver offense crank out a lot of rushing yards, leading the AFC in rushing. And Rod Smith had his best game of the season a week ago with the win over the Patriots. Need to get to the 36 for the first. Plummer with time, and again it's Alexander for the first down. Will Allen on the coverage for the Giants. Give up the third down play right there. That was the killer last week against the Cowboys. Michael Strahan on the line. He's leaner, trimmer, faster this year. Emmons, Pierce, Bryson for the Giants in the linebacking core, and Will Allen in what is a young and vulnerable secondary for New York. Coach Tom Coughlin in his second season as the head coach here for the Giants. Again, the fake, the pass tipped at the line. Intended for Nate Jackson. How about your spotlight going in this direction? Denver with the ball.
Denver says nobody has really lined up and just gone after the Giants with the run. That's what we're going to do today. And this Giant defense, if there's one weakness this Denver football team has, obvious passing situations. They're not great at protecting the quarterback. They just say, let us get to those positions, and we'll get to Jake Plummer and make something happen.
Second down coming up. And for the first time, they bring in Tatum Bell after back-to-back 100-yard performances. Set up the screen to Bell, and they cave in on that one. What a hit by Alexander. We got an update. Let's go to Greg Gumbel across the way.
All right, Jim and Phil, in Philadelphia, things bleak for the Eagles late in the game until this. San Diego field goal attempt blocked by Quentin Mickle, picked up by Matt Ware. He goes 65 yards with the extra point. The Eagles grab the lead 20-17, under 2.5 minutes to play in the fourth. Jim and Phil, back to you.
Wow. A 10-point turnaround just like that. And the Eagles in front. Thank you, Greg, for the update.
Third down situation. Tom Coughlin probably nervous on the sideline.
Back over to Bell. And again, they don't allow him to get any kind of running start. It's Carlos Emmons with the hit, and we'll see Jason Elam.
Now, I said that, Jim, just because you kind of touched on it. Tom Coughlin said on third downs, he goes, it's driving me nuts that we cannot get off the field. Give a team 3 more plays, it almost always leads to points. So good job second time around by the Giant defense.
It's a 49-yard attempt coming up for Jason Elam. He's 8 out of 13 on the season. He's had a lot of long attempts. And this kick, it hits the crossbar and skips over for 3. I mean, right on the camera. How about this?
Downwind, Jim, I watched him during warm-ups today. His range was about 50 yards. That's what it did. You were right. It hit the camera.
Rattled back, hit the back of the crossbar, and it's through for 3. Look at him watching.
He knows he didn't hit it real well, so the wind, there is looks like about a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind on the field. That helped get the football over the crossbar. Good job by Jake Plummer taking a snap and getting it down.
So the fumble by Tiki leads to 3 for the Broncos. This Denver team cashing in on the turnover and committing turnovers. Well, that's a special story right now, what's going on with the Broncos. They have not committed a turnover in the last 4 games. And if they get through today without a lost fumble or an interception, it'll be the first time in the history of the NFL that any team played 5 straight games without a giveaway.
Well, I'll just say this. That turnover by the Giants, it's an emotional lift that they held the Denver Broncos to 3 points.
They used Sauerbrunn on the kickoffs. And again, remember, Ponder had the big run back to start the game, and here he goes again. Ponder gets past the first tackle, and another nice run back near the 30. And we bring in a third member of our crew. That is Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie.
Hey, Jim, even though we're not quite at the halfway point of the season, Tom Coughlin told us he spent 10 minutes talking to his Giants team on Monday about how this is the second and most important phase of the season. He said, we have to be more physical. We have to execute better. And keep in mind, Jim, New York is at home 4 of the 5 next game. He said, in order for us to get a shot at a championship, we have to get all 3 phases of the game, offense, defense, special teams, clicking on all cylinders.
All right, Bonnie, yes, he talked about this second phase starting right now. Execution, he says, paramount at this point. From the 30. Manning. flag down. He gets the completion out to Toomer at the 40, but the Broncos signaling it's against New York. Talking about the three phases of the game, special teams, offense, defense. Coughlin lamenting that in their two losses.
Holding number 61 in the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. It's correction. It's holding number 61 of the defense.
Oh.
The 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Well, they're going to take the pass completion, which gives them a first down and an extra 5 yards. 61, Gerard Warren. He's going to see Jim Finn come out of the backfield. Well, I'm not getting to the quarterback. Let me take this running back down.
So they do indeed decline the penalty, but the three phases of the game, Coughlin talking about how in the two losses in San Diego it was the defense that let them down, and last week against Dallas it was the offenses. I don't want to hex us or jinx us, but our special teams have been excellent to this point, and they have indeed. So first down.
Sorry, Jim. Denver, a lot of movement pre-snap, making Eli Manning change the pass protection, telling everybody to do what they got to do.
Back out to Tiki. He's got running room. Bouncing around Barber. Down the sideline goes Tiki inside the 30. What a piece of running by Tiki Barber, out of bounds at the 25.
Well, when you're going to be an aggressive defense and you're going to blitz, what can happen? If the running back gets past the first level, there's nobody behind that first line to make the tackle. Tiki Barber breaks the first tackle. The defensive secondary, Nick Ferguson, too aggressive, gets caught up inside, and that allows Tiki Barber to get a lot of extra yards.
I'll tell you, Jim Finn threw a nice block, but Tiki Barber, 34 yards. To the 25 of Denver. Tim Carter into the lineup. And it's Carter on the end around. Carter inside the 20 with all that speed, and he has another first just inside the 15.
That's always a good call against this Denver defense. They love to chase the football. When you're fast and aggressive, take advantage of it. Watch this side of the defense. Tim Carter's going to come around with it. Nobody on the outside looking. They're all chasing the ball. And so that allows Carter to pick up a first down. Good job by Eli Manning, making a good fake inside. Making the linebackers think he's handing it off to the running back.
Another first down and a little slip, but Manning stays on his feet to give it to Barber. Slicing down to the 8-yard line. Got away from Darren Williams.
Well, you can almost see it, the Giants being physical up front. They want to run the football. Good job by Chris Snee coming around the outside, sealing it. Gets Ian Gold, and Tiki Barber loses his balance, still able to fall forward for 7 yards. Now, this is the running game that everybody complained about that we did not see last week against the Dallas Cowboys.
51 yards rushing on this drive. We see Mr. Barber, who gets the handle again. A flag is down as Barber inches toward the first down yardage.
Holding number 67 on the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. It'll still be second down.
That's the right tackle, McKenzie.
Well, when you got a fast, aggressive defensive line on the outside edge, goes down. Going against, yes, absolutely. Going against Courtney Brown, grabs him and turns him. Easy call for Jeff Triplett.
So now it's 2nd and 14 at the 18. The Giants last week in the red zone at Dallas turned it over 3 times. The league average for a season in terms of turnovers committed inside the red zone is usually about 4. They gave 3 away last week. Manning to the end zone. Look at the pass, and he takes it down for the touchdown. Using all that size to his advantage. There is a flag.
What did Tom Coughlin say?
Illegal contact. Number 25 of the defense. That penalty is declined.
Touchdown to Burris. Nick Ferguson with the illegal contact.
He said Plexico Burris loves it when he goes up against a defensive back that's a little smaller. He knows how to use his body and go up and make the catches. And Champ Bailey is matched up so far today every play against Plexico Burris.
That is the 5th touchdown, Phil, of the season for Plexico Burris. And remember last year how the Giants receivers struggled to find the end zone. They had only 2 touchdowns all year. The entire receiving corps already 5 in their 6th game.
Well, Plexico Burris was brought in here to make big plays. As Tom Coughlin said, we need some playmakers, and that's what he's doing. And it's on top of your screen. It's always overstated when you hear games that, oh, this receiver's taller than a defensive back. Let's just throw it up to him. But Plexico Burris is about 6'6", and he really likes these kind of situations. And that was a good shot there, too. Champ Bailey says when you get close to Plexico Burris, he extends those arms to against you, makes it tough to defend the pass.
Eli Manning's reaction, he told us when Plexico comes back to the huddle and says he's seen something on the field, I listen. And this time he hooked up with him for the touchdown. So Plexico Burris, as his coach described him, in the prone position since 7 a.m. on Friday when he woke up with back spasms. Well, Burris recovers, had been questionable coming in, but look at him now.
You said it, 7 a.m. Friday morning, the trainers go up to talk to Tom Coughlin. He goes, this cannot be good news. It's not, Coach. Your star wide receiver has severe back spasms downstairs. But Tom Coughlin, we talked to him Friday after practice. He still thought that everything was going to be fine, and we've already seen that.
Jay Feely in. And that's Williams skipping outside down at the 31. Now, Phil, you were out here on Friday visiting with Eli for a piece that you put together for the NFL Today, and here's what Mr. Manning had to say about Burris.
He's a physical mismatch for so many players where if we feel we have one-on-one with him, we got to give him a shot. Running curls, running fades, different things. Just throw it up, give him a shot, he'll make a play for you. So I like that as a quarterback.
And that's exactly what we just saw. 7-3 Giants. And Denver takes its 2nd series from the 31. It's Anderson in the backfield and with the carry. Plowing ahead to the 40 and a run of 9 behind Cooper Carlisle. Well, this Denver backfield with Anderson and Bell, it's been quite a duo this season. Anderson had a 100-yard game a couple of weeks back at Jacksonville, only to see Tatum Bell come back with a 100-yard performance against Washington and then against New England. So 3 tight ends on this one. 2nd down and 1. To the 31-yard line, and he bounces away from the first contact, has the first.
You know, Jim, just going back to Jake Plummer, you were talking about played 4 games here in Giant Stadium. He's lost all 4. He was a member of the Arizona Cardinals, and he described, he goes, yeah, we win the coin toss. I go out there, sack, punt. They score, we're down 7-0, and crowd's really going crazy. It was just funny times have changed, Jake. You're now with the Denver Broncos. You're expected to win. The team's playing well.
Up with Rod Smith for a gain of about 8. We've got an update on San Diego and Philadelphia. Back to Greg.
Jim and Phil, here's where any Charger hopes for a comeback ended in Philadelphia. Rashae Caldwell stripped of the football by Sheldon Brown. Darwin Walker recovers. Philadelphia ran out the clock. 20-17 Eagles over the Chargers.
Wow, that is, thank you, Greg, a really tough loss for the Chargers. It looked like they had that game in hand for the most part of the 2nd half. That's Anderson picking up another 1st down to the 44. Next week, San Diego will be hosting Kansas City. Of course, that San Diego team Week 2 was in Denver, and the Broncos were able to charge back in that game and beat San Diego 20-17.
You look at this game so far today, Jim, this Denver Broncos offense, they're making no bones about it. They're bringing out extra tight ends. They're bringing in their big guys, and they're just lining up and going to try to play smash mouth football against the Giant defense.
Tatum Bell in the backfield, and he gets the rush for about 2, maybe 3.
Ball carried by Bell.
We'd like to welcome those of you who just watched the Eagles pull it out against San Diego, 20-17. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, and Bonnie Bernstein here at Giant Stadium in New York. After an early Tiki Barber fumble, as you see now, the West standings with San Diego, another close loss, dropping back to 3 and 4. After an early Barber fumble, it led to an Elam 49-yard field goal, only to have the Giants drive back down the field, manning the Burris for the touch. A pass intended for Steven Alexander. 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 7. Yamanyura providing a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Giants, one of the few teams in the league. When you get Osi Yamanyura on one side, Michael Strahan on the other, they're guys that can run. They have speed, the speed of linebackers. So when Jake Plummer keeps the football and rolls out, they can be right there with him and make him pull up and get rid of the football.
So it's 3rd down and 7. He sends Smith over to the right side. Bell in the backfield. Yamanyura giving chase. Putzier with the catch and the cut for the first at the 31. Boy, Plummer heads up. He had the Giant defensive end right in his face.
Pass to Putzier.
The Broncos are driving on their 2nd series of the afternoon after an Elam field goal and then a Manning to Burris touchdown. The Broncos with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter with a 1st down at the New York 33. Anderson returns to the backfield, but it's Plummer looking right side. Catch made by Lely. Almost picked by Deloach.
Well, Jake Plummer picked the wrong side to throw the football to, and he's very fortunate. Not only that it wasn't picked, that it's run back for the touchdown. Deloach to the top of the screen. Oh, and the football even curved. There is wind on the field, so you have to be careful. Quarterback going in this direction, throwing to his right. The ball will have a tendency to move left. Oh, he's trying to make a break for the football. Didn't expect it to come right to him.
Boy, that almost ended that remarkable streak that is now 277 minutes without a turnover, as you see Anderson come up about 2 yards shy of the first. 3rd down on the way.
You know, talking to Michael Strahan, you talk about when you're a defensive lineman, you go against the Denver Broncos, it's well publicized, hey, they cut. Well, they don't do anything that's illegal. What they do is within the rules. And the key is Michael Strahan said, get your hands out in front, run with them, and then when you see the ball carrier make them move, push them out of the way, and then try to make the tackle.
3rd down and a short 2. And operating out of an empty backfield as Bell lines up a receiver at the top. And right through his hands. Ryson helped jar it loose.
Nick Ryson has really played well at linebacker for the New York Giants. And in this situation, he is all over the running back. Tatum Bell, no chance, sees it, drives. Pretty good throw by Jake Plummer. And the Giants do a really good job. What did I say early? 3rd down situations, the Broncos are not real good pass protectors.
Elam's already made from 49 in this quarter. It's Leach on the snap, Plummer on the hold. 42-yard try, this time well connected, and no doubt. Giants bend but don't break. 2 field goals by Elam, 7-6, New York. For the 2006 Pro Bowl teams that will face off in Hawaii. Log on today, check it all out at NFL.com or NFL on AOL. The Ponders already had 2 nice returns. This one, however, by Sauerbrunn. will result in a touchback. Giants offense will come back after driving it the last time they had it, resulting in a touchdown to Burris.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, one taste and you get it. And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Well, the Giants with the football for the third time. Fumble the first possession, touchdown the second drive. Mostly Tiki Barber the last time they had it. This time Tiki gains a yard. Tomorrow, an all-new Late Show. Dave welcomes Nicolas Cage and Jerry Lewis. And later in the week, Reggie Miller, Bette Midler. The Late Show. David Letterman all this week here on America's most watched network. There you see Tiki Barber, 5 rushes for 40 yards. And he ripped off a 34-yarder on that touchdown drive. 2nd and 9 from the 21. It's Shockey. And brought down at the 37 by Nick Ferguson, a gain of 16.
Well, I saw this so much last week against the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants, they are an excellent play-action team. Fake up inside. Jeremy Shockey coming across the field against the safety. I have not seen a safety yet this season that can cover Jeremy Shockey when he goes across the field.
Manning, you see it there with our CBS Stat Tracks, has hit on his first 4 for 53 yards and a touchdown to Burris. On first down, back to the ground. And they wrap up Tiki for no gain.
You look at this Giant offense, Jim. You got Jeremy Shockey, big and fast. You got Plexico Burris, big and fast. And you got a playmaker in the backfield in Tiki Barber. Tough to defend them.
It's the end of the first quarter with the score, the Giants 7, the Broncos 6. We'll return to Giant Stadium after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Well, the Giants came in leading the league in scoring in the first quarter. They add 7 more to that total today, leading 7-6. Send Shockey out wide to the right. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein here. 2nd down and 10. And it's back to Shockey, and he'll be brought down right there at the 40. Foxworth and Gold. How about Shockey when you talk about receiving yards per game? By tight ends in the history of the league, Kellen Winslow is the all-time leader, but Shockey is 2nd, and it may be a little shocking that he's ahead of Tony Gonzalez.
Well, I think those numbers could even go up. When you play for Tom Coughlin, he likes big plays down the field. He likes vertical passes. And I said something about Jeremy Shockey to him. He goes, he hasn't missed a practice. He's played all the games. That's why he's playing well.
Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Manning, they struggled on 3rd down last week, and they do again right here. In fact, Eli last week did not complete a pass on 3rd down against the Cowboys. He was 0 for 7 and was sacked 3 times on 3rd down, and now they'll exit the field and bring out Jeff Feagles.
Well, that time Champ Bailey was on Plexico Burris, did take him away, and everybody down the field was covered. So Eli Manning, smart, throw it away, played field position.
Feagles with 11 punts inside the 20 and only 1 touchback. That's a wonderful ratio, 11-1. Williams with the catch back at the 11, and he's tripped up right away by Deloach. Our first punt of the day, 48 yards with no return.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Comcast. The future of television is here. Call 1-888-COMCAST. And by new Budweiser Select, brewed for a crisp taste that finishes clean. Be selective.
We are back at Giant Stadium, and today MetLife is navigating the skies, providing aerial coverage of all the action below. Look for the skies and the MetLife blimps all year with CBS and the NFL. From the 12. Play action. And Plummer on the run, fires for Smith. Oh, he brings it down. What a catch. You think about the Broncos last week, their offense just unstoppable in the second quarter. And will they be able to put anything up like that performance in the second quarter a week ago?
Well, that time Jake Plummer gets enough time. Osi Umenyiora makes him throw it maybe a little before he wants to, but Rod Smith, he's on the inside receiver, goes up, nice fake inside. Good throw by Jake Plummer down the field. And when you talk about Rod Smith, the Giants said it best. He'll just outwork you on the football field. That's what he's all about.
What hands on that one? 37 yards. Plummer with pressure. Gets it away, and Kyle driven back is Putzier. Hit by Antonio Pierce. We have an update. Let's go across the river to Greg.
All right, Jim and Phil, the Bears and the Ravens are scoreless no longer. Kyle Orton to Mark Edwards out of the backfield, 9 yards and a touchdown. First quarter's over. Second quarter about to start. The Bears leading Baltimore 7-0, guys.
Thank you, Greg. Boy, for the second straight week, Jeb Putzier receives just a punishing hit. It was Asante Samuel of the Patriots last week who rattled him early, and this time it was Pierce.
Antonio Pierce.
How did he hold on to that?
Well, he's getting used to it,
I guess.
So that's how he held on to it.
I don't know if you ever get used to that or this, for that matter. This was last week, the Samuel hit. So out he goes. Mike Leach comes into the game as an extra tight end, and look at Mike Anderson rumbling for the first to the 33. I was talking, Phil, a moment ago about their second quarter performance, the Broncos last week. They piled up in that one quarter 247 yards, 3 plays in excess of 50, and 3 touchdowns. It's the most yardage by a Bronco team in any one quarter in the history of the franchise.
It's all about running the football. They did it. They had a couple big runs, but when you run it the way they do, Jake Plummer on the play action passes, their first thought always is to throw it deep down the field, and they had 2 big ones last week.
Look who's back in. Putzier is back in motion. Going to block for Anderson on that left side. And he's down at the 30. Again, Antonio Pierce in on the tackle. By the way, next Saturday, CBS Sports Spectacular. You'll see the roping and riding and wrestling at the Pace Pecani Pro Rodeo Challenge next Saturday at 1:30 Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Second down and 7. They hit you up with Anderson, and now they'll come back with Tatum Bell. This 1-2 punch, the physicality of Anderson, and the all-out blazing speed of Bell. Let's see if they go to him on 2nd and 7. They do. It's Bell with nothing to work with at all. Stacked up for no gain.
Well, it was interesting. We talked to Tatum Bell last night, Jim, and you brought it up. A lot of teams are using this 2-back attack. But when you Tatum Bell, the big plays the last couple of weeks, he goes, wow, Coach Shanahan, he's blunt when he talks to you. He said to me, you're not breaking enough tackles, you're not aggressive enough, and we need big plays. Okay, I can understand that.
Well, Coach said you got to run stronger. You got to quit going down so easy.
Quit going. Yeah, I wasn't trying, Coach.
He's in here on 3rd and 7 from the 30. Giants coming in, and they stop the action. Flags thrown. Whistle sounding.
False start. 78 offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
Well, Tatum Bell the last 2 games, he's really been the difference for this Denver Broncos offense. The big runs. 3 touchdowns. That makes it easy for a play caller. Of course, it makes it a lot easier for a quarterback.
So it's 3rd and 12 from the 35. Another flag thrown as they sack Plummer at the 39.
Easy to see how uncomfortable the Denver Broncos are in these passing situations.
Jeff Triplett with the call here.
Offside defense, number 72. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 3rd down.
So that's a big break for the Broncos. And going in this direction, wind conditions and all, we've seen Elam hit 2 from outside of 40 in the first quarter. They're at the 30 at this point. It'd be a 47, 48-yard try if they're unable to advance it on 3rd down.
It'll be a tough field goal for here, but on 3rd down, remember Tim Lewis, Giants defensive coordinator, comes from Pittsburgh. He likes to move around. They're an aggressive defense on 3rd downs.
Cross him up with the run. One tackler to beat for the first, and Will Allen would not be denied. So what a play by Allen.
Well, that's what's changed in this NFL so much, Jim. In years past, defensive backs would not come up and just make these violent hits almost and stop runners right in their tracks. Usually they'd hit and get a few extra yards.
I'm sorry, Phil, they have not brought out Jason Elam on 4th down and 2, and well, Plummer now signals for a timeout. Fourth and 2. What will they do? We'll be back to Giants Stadium in a moment. They're going for it, 4th down and 2 from the Giants 26. Into a pretty stiff breeze. They bypass Elam, run it with Anderson. He has it. Right behind Kyle Johnson, and Coughlin's furious.
Well, he's furious because the Giants have them outnumbered up front. The Giants are playing run. They got 7 guys up, and there's not enough offensive players to block them all, but Jake Plummer sends it to the left side. That was his best chance. Tom Coughlin, he lives and dies with every single play on the field.
Well, he talked about his driving me nuts on 3rd down. 4th down's even worse, as it's Mike Anderson. And wrapped up that time by Antonio Pierce, who's in on a lot of plays. We remind you, coming up, the Sprint halftime report with Greg and Dan and Shannon and Boomer. All the scores and highlights here at Week 7 coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
You know, very seldom do you read in the Denver papers, or do you hear anybody around the league, Jim, talk about the Broncos and go, well, they're not patient enough with the run. You know, all the numbers. One thing Mike Shanahan's going to do, they're going to run the football, and they're going to try to stay with it.
They run it. Anderson sidestepping the first pressure. He gets to the 10. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Now, Plummer, he wasn't aware of this last night when we mentioned it to him. The last 10 passes he has thrown in the red zone, Jake has completed the last 10 attempts, and 6 of them have gone for touchdowns.
And you know what? I would bet at least 4 or 5 of those 6 touchdown throws are the little rollouts, and he's throwing them to somebody who's wide open. In fact, I know a couple of them were because I saw it.
Saw it last week with Kyle Johnson. Here he is again, a little rollout. It's 11 straight completion, not a touchdown, but a 1st down at the 5 to Putzier. So 1st and goal to go.
Play that everybody's trying to run right now. Putzier is going to come across the formation, play action fake to the right, and you try to catch the defense running into each other. The Giants alert for it. They hustle. Good job of running by Putzier.
Rod Smith to the right, Alexander to the left. It's Anderson, the tailback, behind Kyle Johnson. That's Mike Anderson, no gain, right into Michael Strahan and William Joseph.
You know, Jim, you say Michael Strahan, he gave us the description of the Denver Broncos offense. Well, they only do run right, run left, and Jake keeps it on a boot. He goes, that's it. That's their whole offense. And I kind of thought, I said, yeah, that's about right.
He says they make you disciplined playing against them, against that offense.
That's right. You cannot chase the football. You can't break your assignment because they run it, and they run reverses to keep you honest, and they move the quarterback to keep you honest.
They got Tatum Bell in now, and it's Bell with the handle for only a yard. So 3rd and goal coming up, but there is a flag. Might have been a face mask in there. Did we see that?
Well, you must have had your glasses on if you saw it.
I have to wear them almost all the time now.
Personal foul. Number 58 of the defense. Grabbing the helmet opening. At the half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
What's that, says Tom?
Well,
helmet opening, the ear hole?
It could be the ear hole. It could be the face mask. Antonio Pierce, 58. There it grabs the face mask. Or, you know, the helmet opening.
That's the helmet opening, all right. They brought in Dwayne Carswell wearing number 77. One time in his career, he made the Pro Bowl. Of course, he spent the great bulk of his career at tight end, now playing on the line, but he is an eligible receiver in this situation. It's a first down off the penalty. There's Mike Anderson. He crosses the plane, touchdown. Touchdown Denver. Right behind Ben Hamilton.
Boy, that was a tough touchdown drive by the Denver Broncos. It really exemplified everything they want. There's a late flag on the field. I'm sure it's unsportsmanlike conduct by, of course, by one of the players.
You know, on that drive, you talked about that drive, they had 6 first downs they picked up on that series alone.
Well, Jake Plummer said it.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 92 of the defense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the succeeding kickoff.
That's a big 15 yards. You can hear the wind in Jeff Triplett's microphone as he talks. But, Jim, the Broncos, Jake Plummer said, nobody has really just lined up and hit the Giants. The Broncos have done it so far today, and it's worked.
Give them down with the extra point. And 13-7 Denver. Mike Anderson takes it the final 2 yards. We were talking about their prolific play last week in the second quarter. They had drives of 97, 91, and 80 yards against the Patriots. And here they go, 87 yards. Anderson, the last 2. It all started with a 37-yard pass play to Rod Smith. Again, they got the 15-yard mark off. And this ball goes out of bounds. The Giants get it right back, if you will. A break, that is. They'll be able to bring the football out to the 40-yard line.
Trying to figure it out.
Sauerbrunn.
Ball will be placed 30 yards from the spot of the kick. 1st and 10, Giants.
Well, actually, it'll even be better than that. Yes. 13-7. Broncos lead it. To add some clarity, the Giants will have the football at the 25 since the kickoff happened at the 45, not the 30.
Because of the personal foul.
So first down and a play action fake. Manning hit when he throws it, and look out. Almost able to come back for it is Darren Williams. John Lynch on the blitz.
We saw this last week against the New England Patriots. John Lynch will blitz from really far back, not even in your picture so far. Then he comes in and gets a hit at the last second. We talked about it. The Broncos think they could get to the quarterback. You saw how long it took for Eli Manning to get the pass off that time.
Again, Denver putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but not able to get a sack now in 11 quarters. Tiki for about 4 yards. 3rd down on the way. You can visit CBS Sportsline tonight for a complete wrap-up of all the day's action. Jason Horowitz will be there, and Pat Kerwin expected to appear.
Pat Kerwin.
Yeah.
All right.
With all the rundown of the day, the highlights on CBSSportsline.com. Hopefully he'll be there. He wasn't at breakfast this morning.
Oh, that's right. He was supposed to meet you. Well, Jim, don't take it personally. That happens to you a lot.
No show.
But, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I played here for 15 years. I find the crowd today to really be quiet and not into what is going on so far.
3rd down 7. And again, Broncos giving them a lot of looks. Here comes the heat. And the pass is There's a flag now picked off by Lynch.
Now Plexico Burress likes to put his hands on defensive backs. Nope, it's against Denver.
Wow.
That's a big break, but again, good pressure hitting the quarterback by the Broncos.
Warren was in on the quarterback.
Pass interference, number 52 of the defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Gerard Warren, number 61, he makes a hit. Top of your screen, Plexico Burress. Oh man, that was evident. That couldn't have been the penalty. He pushed off against Champ Bailey, but they called the penalty on Ian Gold. That was really a good illustration of what Plexico Burress does. Champ Bailey says.
Well, they created some confusion out here. Yep. John Lynch ran over to an official looking for an explanation. But now everyone settles back in. Lynch getting back in his position. And now the officials are witnessing the challenge flag out.
Well, Mike Shanahan saying the football was tipped. So if it was tipped.
And that was what Lynch was doing. Lynch ran over to the sideline to tell Shanahan, let's challenge it.
Denver is challenging that the pass was tipped.
Now you remember a week ago, Phil, it was Lynch who ran over after a David Gibbons catch and said to Mike Shanahan, he didn't catch it. Let's go ahead and challenge it. And they won the challenge.
The arm was definitely hit.
We'll be right back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Burger King. BK Chicken Fries, now available in a 12-piece. Have it your way at Burger King. Hummer, check out the new H3. Hummer, like nothing else. And by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 40.
Well, Jeff Triplett is looking to see if the football was tipped. Watch Eli Manning as he throws it. It's close. They hit his arm. But they must hit the football. And I don't see anything on that replay that's going to make the officials or Jeff Triplett change his mind. Boy, that's a tough shot to Eli Manning's arm, too. That's Gerard Warren once again getting to the quarterback.
After reviewing the play, the pass interference occurred prior to the ball being tipped. Therefore, it makes no difference. The pass interference occurred first. So therefore, the ruling on the field stands of the pass interference call, not an interception. Denver is charged a timeout.
That leaves the Broncos with one timeout. The Denver defense now has gone 111 pass attempts without a pick. They thought they had one there.
Well, too, I didn't even think about Plexico Burress, of course, tips it, but it was quite evident that all the action took place before he even reached out to try to catch it. But Champ Bailey, excuse me, Jim, but Champ Bailey did talk about, just as the ball's coming, that Plexico Burress will push off.
Inside of 5 minutes to go in the half, and Tiki Barber tries the right side for 3, maybe 2. Let's get an update. Back to Greg in New York.
All right, Jim and Phil, if you heard an earlier report elsewhere that Randy Moss wasn't playing today, it was dead wrong. Moss on the receiving end of a touchdown pass from Kerry Collins, 22 yards. The Raiders lead the Bills 10-7, 9.5 to play in the first half.
All right, thank you, Greg. You know, the word out of Oakland this week was that Randy Moss was trying to show a lot of leadership to his teammates, downtrodden at 1-4 and playing through a doubtful listing on the injury report. He plays and gets the touchdown. Thank you, Greg. Second down, 8 here for the Giants. And down the sideline, back to Burress. Another flag down. Burress, and there he's brought down by Lynch by the shoestrings at the 15.
Boy, the Giants really did a good job of getting ready or picking up the blitz that time and allowing Eli Manning extra time.
And the Broncos.
Boy, look at the Broncos. They are mad because they know there's been quite a bit of shoving going on, and they've been at the wrong end of all of it so far.
Burress just dropped to his knees as he gets the early indication it might be on him, I guess.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Pass interference, number 47 of the defense. There's also pass interference, number 17 of the offense. By rule, those penalties all set. Repeat, second down.
That play never happened.
Well, here's what happens on the play. We have a blitz to the outside. That's Champ Bailey coming from one side. Darren Williams came from the other side. And Plexico Burris made a double move. Oh, there, sees the ball in the air. He just can't help it. He sticks his arm out. Even though it's not much, he still extended that arm. And John Lynch, because it was a blitz, he got up there and he had to hit Plexico Burris because he was expecting a quick throw, not one down the field.
Second down and 8. Middle and over the head of Shockey. And a flag back in the area of offensive holding. Well, those 2 replays really confirmed that that was the right call, the matching interference penalties.
Giants were ready for that blitz. They talked a lot about it.
There is no foul on the play. Third down.
Well, next Saturday, it's a big rivalry. Georgia and Florida. They'll meet again. And all the hoopla begins with Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman on the TIAA Cref College football today. All the pageantry of Florida and Georgia coming your way next Saturday here on CBS. So third down and 8 for the Giants, who were only 1 of 11 a week ago in this situation. Tim Carter comes in. First this time, and another flag thrown in on the back end of it. Champ Bailey claps his hands.
Holding on a defense. Champ Bailey, he was sure it was going to be against Plexico that time.
Holding, number 24. That penalty is accepted. It'll be 5 yards from the previous spot. And an automatic first down since the pass was ruled incomplete.
Pass was ruled incomplete.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Huh.
Top of your screen. Top of your screen. Champ Bailey has his arms on Plexico Burris about 8 yards deep. Watch the ball. Does he go to the ground and continue to hold on to it? And even though the ball hits the ground, he has possession. I think. I don't know if that's worth challenging if you're Tom Coughlin, just for a few extra yards.
Burris wants the challenge. He says, hey, I want that reception. I'm on track for 100 catches, but there's the red flag. You're challenging basically for 9 yards. You got the first down with a 5-yard step off, the automatic.
Right.
And now you're going to, with the full complement of timeouts here, you're going to go ahead with 3:22 left, try to gain an additional 9.
Even though the football hit the ground, Burris had control of it, I thought, the whole time, and that just the one replay we looked at and saw. Well, I tell you, you can see how big he plays.
New York, the Giants are challenging that it was a catch.
Again, the Giants want to say that Burris made the catch. I mean, look at this. He's got a hold of it here. Got the hand underneath. Even though it's squeezed against the ground, that's okay.
That is legal.
We'll be right back to Giant Stadium. Plexico, glad his coach challenged here. He wants to catch the 14 yards. And Phil, you've had a couple of looks at it. What do you think?
I say that right hand keeps control of the football. I know it's tough, but that's the rule.
After reviewing the play, the receiver did not maintain possession as the ball rolled out onto the ground. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass. However, the 5-yard holding penalty on the defense does stand. It will be 1st and 10 Giants.
Was that worth the challenge? We already had the first down, the 9 yards or a timeout.
Yeah, I think it was a risky challenge. Jim, I don't think I would have challenged it for the 9 yards if I was the coach. But that right hand to Plexico Burris, he keeps it around the edge of the football even as they go to the ground. It's tough. Remember, it was ruled incomplete on the field, so not enough for Jeff Triplett to reverse it.
So first down near midfield. It's Tiki trying to scoot outside, but Foxworth cut him off for no gain. Again, we've got the Sprint halftime report coming up shortly. Greg and Dan, Shannon and Boomer, they'll have all the updates. A lot of games here in this late window, so you'll catch up on the action. Tennessee and Arizona, Buffalo and Oakland, Baltimore and Chicago. And the Cowboys running with Marion Barber playing out in Seattle today. All that's coming up. Sprint halftime report. Inside of 3 minutes. Second down and 10. And Lynch wanting to run in there, but first some movement. Kind of lost all the pace of this game with these challenges and penalties on this drive alone.
Start, number 67 in the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
Got to be hard for Eli to try to get a flow going.
It is, but if you're an offensive lineman, a defense, Al Wilson, just look at him as he's moving around. He's going to see the penalty. Oh, there you go. He can see it. He knows the movement. Denver moves around a lot, makes it tough on offensive linemen.
Second down, 15. Fake to Tiki and planting the feet open is Burris. Slides down 34-yard line. I'll tell you, Plexico Burris, I don't know if it's the Giants uniform. I don't know if it's number 17 as opposed to 80, but he looks so huge in this Giants uniform.
Well, he looks like a giant, and he does. That was a high throw. The size that he has, he's long, he just makes the catch look so easy over the middle.
He picks up 23. He has been almost unstoppable. 2-minute warning.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new Sprint, the official telecommunications service sponsor of the NFL, and by Cadillac, introducing the new 2006 DTS Cadillac Breakthrough.
As the traffic flows across the GW, MetLife Blimp also cruising along right now. Snoopy One providing the aerial coverage here at Giants Stadium, teaming up with CBS Sports. In 2 minutes to go, first half, the Giants with a first down at the 34 of Denver.
Tell you, this Giant offense, it's pretty simple. They don't try to trick you. They try to take their good players, send them down the field. They try to protect the quarterback by keeping one person in, a running back, a tight end. They give Eli Manning the extra time, and he throws the football down the field very well.
Coming out of the 2-minute warning, they have to burn their second timeout. The Giants in the midst of a 3-minute 45-second drive that's on the clock 3:45, but in real time it's about 30 minutes with all the challenges and penalties, and now a timeout coming out of the 2-minute warning. You say you have no concern? Yeah,
not a big deal. The Giants, it's managing the football game. You have 2 minutes to go. You got one timeout left. You're on the Denver 34. Time is not an issue.
Manning looks long and over the head of Shockey and Darren Williams. And Manning is knocked down. He'll have 2nd and 10.
Well, when you throw the football down the field like the New York Giants do, your quarterback's going to get knocked down every once in a while, because to get it down there, it takes time. And so Eli Manning does a good job of standing in the pocket. Demetrin Veal, number 97, gets in there. Ooh, he went low to hit him too.
Yes, he did. Those shots from the side, you hold your breath. But he's fine. He's back under center. Second down from the 34. Quickly over to Barber, and right in traffic. He is decked by Trevor Price.
Trevor Price, 93. Probably the best pass rusher the Denver Broncos have. We talked to him last night, and what would you say, Jim? He's begging for a sack. Just begging. He leads the league, I think, in quarterback pressures, but he can't get that official first sack.
I know this. He said he grew up, he was born in Brooklyn, Went to Michigan for a couple of years. 1 year to Clemson, 4 times in the Pro Bowl, and a Giants fan as a kid. Loved Lawrence Taylor and number 11 Phil Simms. 3rd down and 10. And Eli with more pressure, just throwing this one away. As the pocket collapsed, Warren.
Well, when you play a blitzing team, the Giants, we've talked about the skill so many times, they will beat defenders one-on-one, but that time nobody opened down the field.
We'll bring out Feely for a field goal try outside of 50 yards. He is one of only 5 kickers in the league not to miss this season. 10 for 10 field goals, including a 50-yarder. This will be 52 yards. And timeout called by Denver. Actually, the Giants charged with that one. Well, you look at the percentages on the career, but Feely, one of the special teamers who has excelled for Coach Tom Coughlin this season, again without a miss. This one will test him though from 52 yards. Keel to snap it back. Fiegel's on the hold. And Feely drills it. Beauty. And it's long enough and good. 13-10 Broncos with 1 minute 3 seconds to go in the half. Tonight, cold case. How do you solve a murder when every suspect is insane? Don't miss a new episode of Sunday's hit drama Cold Case. It's coming up tonight here on CBS, America's #1 network. Well, the Broncos will have some time here. 1 minute and 3 seconds after the Feely 52-yarder that just cleared the crossbar.
Well, he flushed it too. He got every bit of it.
Actually, that's pretty. They had a little room to spare over the camera.
Well, he's used to kicking here, but this is really the first really crisp, cold day they've probably played in this year.
So Feely now 11 of 11. And Williams thinks better of it, and the touchback brings it out to the 20. Broncos have had 3 drives and 3 scores, a pair of field goals and a touchdown run by Mike Anderson. And they have 1 timeout.
Look at the plays, 2 really good drives by the Broncos. Well, 3 good ones. Anytime they lead to points, it's good. When you start a situation like this, 1 minute 3, you only have 1 timeout. You got to be happy. You're up 13-10. You hear me say it all the time, Jim. The first play, should be careful. Could be a draw, a screen, something where you know the quarterback won't make a bad decision.
Well, it's a straight run with Anderson. We're about 4 yards. See how big a hurry the Broncos are in here.
Hard to mess that decision up. But that tells you what, the Broncos are happy with the way the first half went. Just get in and rethink what you want to do in the second half.
Well, they ran 30 plays to this point, 13 of them coming on the touchdown drive. Talking about Denver. That offense has been off the field for a long time. That chopped up series by the Giants that netted 3. Back to Anderson. He's about a yard shy of the first. And 20 seconds to go and no timeout. So they're going to let it go. That'll be it for the half. We'll all head in. 13-10 Denver at the intermission. Manning with a touchdown pass to Burris. That touchdown drive set up by the long run by Tiki Barber. Burris in that half, 3 catches for 49 yards, a touchdown, plus he drew a couple of pass interference calls. Sprint halftime report coming up after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Yes, you can.
Hi, everyone. Welcome once again to our studios here in New York for the Sprint Halftime Report. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. We'll run down all the scores and highlights for you around the league as they occur to date. Halftime, Cowboys leading the Seahawks by a score of 7-3 on a Drew Bledsoe touchdown pass to Keyshawn Johnson. 7-3 boys at the break. Shannon, Buffalo and Oakland.
A lot of people didn't think Randy was going to play. I was not one of those people, because here he is on the end of a 22-yard touchdown pass from Kerry Collins as they tied this ball game up 10-10 in the second quarter.
Boomer, Denver and the Giants.
Yeah, not a lot going on in this game. Quarterback's playing well, but Mike Anderson takes it in for the 2-yard touchdown run. Jay Feely kicks a field goal at the end of the half.
Denver by 3. Shannon, Tennessee's in Arizona.
Yeah, Billy Bowden's back to pass here, throws a pass for Brandon Jones. It's deflected up in there by James Darling. Where'd it go? David Macklin has it. He comes out of the pack. I guess Tennessee doesn't know he has the football, so he's going to run down the sideline for a 60-yard. Oh, touchdown. As they tie this ball game late in the second quarter.
That is the score at halftime. And Dan, Baltimore and the Bears.
And early in this game, Kyle Orton rolls out. Nice play fake. He finds Mark Edwards for an easy touchdown for the Bears. Close game.
By 1 at halftime. Now, earlier today, Indy and Houston.
And Peyton Manning, solid day. The Colts, 7-0 on the season. Best start in franchise history.
Charger sets up for a field goal, but Quentin Michael says, nope, not so fast. Matt Ware picks it up, goes 65 yards. Donovan talks about the defense bailing them out on this one, Greg.
Not every time it's going to be so perfect, or it's not going to be clean. And our hats off go off to our defense, especially. They did a great job of winning this game for us.
Portis runs for over 103 TDs. Brunell 252 and 3 TDs. And the Redskins roll to 4-2.
And the Rams overcome a 14-point deficit. Jamie Martin gets his first career win as a Rams quarterback.
Willie Parker's back at it again, 131 yards, 1 TD. Ben Roethlisberger, 9 completions, 2 TDs. Pittsburgh's back in charge in the AFC North.
Detroit runs 71 plays. Cleveland only ran 45. Jeff Garcia takes it in for a 1-yard run as they win 13-10.
Brett Favre 2 touchdowns on the day, and it comes down to the kickers at the end. Ryan Longwell, he ties the game with a 39-yarder. Then Paul Ettinger, 56 yards for the Vikings to win the game, and Tice talks about the win.
I thought they practiced with better emotion all week. I thought they studied better and harder. I thought they heeded my warning and stayed home and off the streets.
That sounds like us.
Vikings improve to 2-4. The Packers fall to 1-5. The Sprint NFL on CBS poll, which of the following young quarterbacks could be the first to win a Super Bowl? 48% of you say it's Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thanks for joining us here on the Sprint Halftime Report. Back to the second half of your game after this.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Yes, you can. CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Yes, you can.
Well, the Broncos looking for a 6th straight win. They lead it at halftime here at Giant Stadium, 13-10. A couple of Elam field goals from outside of 40 yards. Feely hit one from 52 for the Giants. As for the touchdowns, Plexico Burress has one for New York. Mike Anderson for the Broncos, and we'll continue after this word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. It down for the touchdown.
Boy, that was a tough touchdown drive by the Denver Broncos.
Jim Nantz, Phil Simpson, Bonnie Bernstein were getting set for the third quarter, and now the Broncos' turnover-free streak, Phil, is now 19 quarters long. Again, without a miscue in that first half.
Well, it's pretty special, but you can see why they don't turn it over. They run the football, and the passing game, there's not much risk to it. It's pretty safe, and Jake Plummer's being smart. Mike Shanahan, this is the script, this team. It's how they built it, and it's working well for them.
Take a look here in the first half. The Giants had one turnover. Tiki fumbling on the first series of the game. It led to an Elam 49-yard field goal, but time of possession, there you see it. The Broncos had it for 18 minutes plus.
Well, when you run the football as well as they did, a couple drives, time of possession is going to go way up in your favor.
And it'll be Denver with the first possession of the second half, which you can watch here in high definition.
You know, it's really, not a strange first half, Jim. It was back and forth, but I always felt like the Giants were on the verge of making a big play on offense.
Williams, he's got a seam. He doesn't need much with that lightning speed, that 4.3 speed, and the rookie from Oklahoma State brings it all the way out to the 40 before Jabril Wilson hits him. Here's your fantasy notebook. Plummer again, 10 of 13. The biggest pass play was the 37-yarder to Rod Smith. Manning with a touchdown toss to Burris. There you see the rushing totals. Tatum Bell coming in after back-to-back 100-yard performances. Held in check, 4 carries, 9 yards. And Shockey limited 2 receptions, 20 yards. From the 40, they're coming out throwing. Across the middle, man's open. And that is the fullback Johnson for a big play down to the 26 of the Giants, a gain of 33.
Well, the Broncos get exactly what they want. 2 safeties back here, and the fullback Johnson just comes right down the middle on the play action fake. You're a linebacker. You got to say, hey, we're playing the Broncos. If they fake run, you don't think it's a fake. You got to come up. That's why Kyle Johnson wide open down the middle.
But Kyle Johnson had 5 catches before that play on the season, 2 of which went for touchdowns. But that play, more yardage than he had all season as Anderson gets to the 4-yard line. Running again behind the fullback Kyle Johnson. Give Kyle Johnson credit for the catch, then the big block to set up Anderson's 23-yard run.
2 good play calls. We've talked about it so much. Look at the Giant defenders just getting locked on and getting pushed right out of the screen as you're watching the replay that time. So excellent job by an offensive line that likes to lock on to you, and they just run with you. Then they leave it up to the offensive back, the runner, to make the right cut and find the place to run it.
How about this? Right out of the locker room, they come storming out. 3rd play of the second half. 1st and goal. Carswell's eligible. There's the pass, and it's right back over to Kyle Johnson. That was his series. Touchdown, Denver.
That was impressive. They caught him with the play action pass on the first play, then the run blocking on the second one, and this is what you expect from Mike Shanahan. Mix it up. Play action pass is what they live by in the throwing game, and it worked well twice on that drive. Pretty good little riding the horse or whatever that's called. Not bad.
And that's what it was. Took them only 3 plays. They're in. Kyle Johnson, the big pass play to open up the half, the big block to open up Anderson, and then the touchdown catch. And Denver now has doubled up the Giants, 2010. How about Kyle Johnson? His 3rd touchdown catch of the season. 3-play drive, that's all it took. After a big run back by Williams out to the 40, they cover the 60 yards quickly. And into the wind, the kick only comes to the 14. Ponder will set up the Giants at the 40 as well.
Well, Jim, let's go back and look at that long run, which I thought was a key to this drive. Watch William Joseph and watch inside as the Denver offensive linemen just lock on to the players. Kendrick Clancy gets knocked, and then Kyle Johnson down the field knocks Will Allen down. Just the blocking by the offensive line and then by the fullback allow the long run by Denver.
There is a player shaken up on the kick coverage. It's Keith Burns of Denver. We'll be right back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, one taste and you get it. And by Toyota, a little gas goes a long way. Toyota, moving forward.
We're back with the Giants' first possession of the second half after giving up a quick touchdown to the Broncos. Manning over to Tiki Barber, and he is tripped up after 7 yards by Darren Williams. And let's check in with Bonnie.
Well, Jim, you might remember at the end of the first half, there were offsetting interference penalties that didn't allow Plexico Burress to get a big catch, and that had the Giants so riled up that they were kind of getting with it with the Broncos as they were heading into the locker room. And Tom Coughlin pulled him in there. He said, hey, I need you to settle down. I need you to maintain your poise if we've got any shot at winning this game.
All right, Bonnie, and he certainly didn't expect that kind of reaction out of the locker room by Denver, as Price knocks down Barber in the backfield.
That can happen when you play this Denver defense, because they move, they stunt. They don't just take the blockers on, they try to run around them. And that time, Trevor Price, well, we saw him last night. It looked like he grew about 3 inches, Jim, from the last time I saw him. But Trevor Price, healthy this year, pressuring the quarterback, getting in the backfield, making a good play that time.
Trevor Price, who told us he thought he was going to be traded in the offseason. But he said he actually, with all these newcomers coming over from Cleveland on that defensive front, he feels like he got traded to the Browns. It's worked out really well, this defensive front for Denver. Price staying with the Broncos. 3rd down, and the pass incomplete in the area of Shockey. No flag. And the crowd displeased again. Trevor Price in the face of Eli Manning.
You make mistakes as a quarterback. It looks like blitz. Watch when the ball is snapped. They all run back. Now, can Eli Manning make the transformation? Pressure. He throws right in the middle of the crowd. Lucky it's not intercepted.
And I don't think it would have been enough for the first down anyway.
Good disguise by Denver's defense.
So Fiegel's in. 2nd time today, and it's a beauty. Inside the 10, and Williams never signaled for the fair catch. So he is backed up. We'll spot it, let's see, right around the 7. 50-yard punt. Johnson scored on the last series. Plummer hits him from 4 yards out. You see the Broncos, they didn't try to do anything with it before the half, just 2 running plays. The other 4 times they've scored. But Tatum Bell in on the pitch. Gets outside. He springs another big one. For the 3rd week in a row, Tatum Bell is off and running. And all the way out to the 45. That's a run of 30-plus yards for Tatum Bell.
I was just going to say, this is not the type of game today for Tatum Bell. It's tough. They're running up inside. The Broncos, though they use their personnel so well, they're going to use speed. They're going to pitch it to the outside. And look at Lepsis gets outside. That's what creates the hole for him to run. And Tatum Bell, Jim, the hard running, breaking the tackle, gets him about 30 to 40 extra yards.
Tell you, Carlos Emmons was the one tackler he was able to evade, and you see Alexander all frustrated as Tatum Bell rips off a 37-yard run. How about this? The first 120 carries of his career, he never had a rush over 30 yards. Now he has 4 in the last 3 games. Anderson comes in for him, gains about 3.
Jim, so many things with that run. The Denver Broncos make a mistake. Darren Williams catches the football inside the 10. The Giant defense gets a break. If you can hold them, you give momentum to your offense. You can get right back in this game. You can feel good about everything. First play, Tatum Bell out the gate. Now you lose field position, and you just try to hold on and not give up some more points.
I tell you, bad field position has not been a problem for the Broncos the last 2 weeks. Again, they had 2 90-plus yard drives against New England in the 2nd quarter last week. They went 87 in the 2nd quarter today. And now one-on-one down the sideline and let him a little too much, looking for Rod Smith.
Rod Smith, it's not that he's just going to outrun you. He's going to try to outsmart you. Going against Will Allen. Nice fake. Oh, and then he goes right by him, and that could have been a penalty.
Yep.
Because Will Allen put both hands on him at about 10 to 11 yards deep.
Past the 5 yards.
And I always say, if you think that's not a penalty, run down, go outside and run, and have somebody just reach out and touch it with 2 hands as you're running by and see what it does to you.
They go with a 3 tight end formation on 3rd and 7. Plummer down the field, and Laley was the target, almost into the arms of Alexander.
Jake Plummer talked about that pass. He threw it last week perfectly. This time he threw it up the field instead of across. If he threw it across the field, Ashley Lee would have had a chance. And Mike Shanahan's going to go right after Ashley Lee and give him a little talking to on the sideline.
What's he saying here?
You know, what happened? He didn't think he was giving it his all, and I don't think he was either.
Todd Sauerbrunn with his first punt of the game. And it's inside the 20. Fair catch at the 12 by Chad Morton. 39 yards. That got the job done. Sauerbrunn. 2010 Broncos.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM. Become an on-demand business. IBM can help. And by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller. Good call.
The beautiful sun-setting autumn skies here outside Giant Stadium in the MetLife. Blimp Snoopy 1 under the command of Captain Jeff Kapik. Piloting Snoopy as here we go with the Tiki Barber on first down and bounced out for a gain of about 4. How about the Giants' 5 possessions today, Phil?
Well, it's not been a work of art, that's for sure, Jim. The one good drive, 5 plays for 70 yards. They made it look easy. But what I've noticed, the Giants, we've shown some numbers. The fact that they're not running the football, Denver is now backing off on defense. When they back off, it's going to make it much harder to throw the football down the field. That's John Hufnagel, offensive coordinator.
Second down 6. And Eli over the head of Toomer.
That was a good job. Eli Manning, I noticed it when I watched him on tape, and I've seen just about every single Giant game. His first thought is to look for Plexico Burress, and that's a good thought. But this time, the Denver Broncos, I told you, they're dropping back, and you can watch the linebacker gets right underneath him, nowhere to throw it. And by the time he comes to the other side, it's too late, because look, nobody underneath Amani Toomer, but Eli Manning chose Plexico Burress' side first.
Eli hit his first 5 passes of the game, but 3 of 10 since. Another third down play. This time Toomer snags it. Beautiful reception by Amani Toomer, who has a history against the Broncos all the way back in '98 when the Broncos came in undefeated. It was Toomer who beat him in the end. Look at this catch.
Well, Ebenezer Ekibon gets to the quarterback pretty quick, but when you throw footballs like this under pressure, it's going to lead to mistakes. Ball gets tipped in the air.
Quite a grab by Toomer, and the first down near the 29. Tiki again unable to find any kind of alleys. That was only a 2-yard run. He had a 34-yard run that he ripped off in the first quarter, but outside of that, 11 rushes for 14 yards.
The Giants practice this no huddle. It's not a hurry up. This no huddle Friday, and Eli Manning told us we'll use it just to change momentum in the game, and it maybe keeps Denver from substituting.
Second down and 8. They're coming after him again, and the pass deflected by Champ Bailey. He reached in right around Plexico Burress and made the headsy play there. This time it was Veal coming into the backfield on the quarterback.
Champ Bailey is getting into the groove, but Eli Manning, I've said it many times, these are throws down the field. Look at those guys coming after him. Grabs his left knee a little bit. I saw him limp a little on the previous throw when he hit Amani Toomer on the in cut. But when you throw it down the field, it means you got to hold it.
That previous play, that's when Ekibon sat on him after the release of the pass to Toomer. Third down and 8. We'll watch Eli and see what kind of movement. Yep, here they come again. Wilson crashing in, and there's contact and the flag on Champ Bailey. Or is it going against Burress?
No, this will most likely be against the defense. Clever blitz by the Broncos. Very clever.
They sent Lynch, and then all of a sudden there was an opening for Al Wilson come rushing in.
Well, they could be talking, was it catchable? It's probably illegal contact. There's
pass interference, defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Here it is, Champ Bailey on the outside against Plexico Burris. Oh, I'll tell you, Champ Bailey should be the blitz. John Lynch, they pick him up, but look who comes in untouched. I think that's Ian Gold. No, it was Al Wilson on the blitz.
So first down at the 41. That's the third first down picked up by the Giants today via penalty, and all were drawn by Plexico. It's Barber. And through a number of Bronco bodies, he's able to get about 4.
Well, the battle going on the outside. We were told that Champ Bailey would match up against him. Plexico has won some. Look how he uses his hands. He uses them more than Champ Bailey. And then he used his size in the end zone. And this play, remember, the defender has just as much right to a spot as the wide receiver does.
Second down, 6. This time, flag is thrown. And Manning just gets it away to Finn. Bailey comes up for the hit, but it looks like this is coming back against Kareem McKenzie.
Number 67 in the offense. The 10-yard penalty. It's still second down.
I tell you, Cleveland defensive line, Denver's defensive line is doing a heck of a job.
I know that was not a slip of the tongue. This Halloween season, CYTV Guide says, How I Met Your Mother is so funny you'll scream. And Entertainment Weekly calls it one of the 5 great new shows to watch. How I Met Your Mother. It's tomorrow here on CBS, the #1 network in the nation.
Well, I said it. Of course it wasn't a slip, Jim. It's
what it is.
It is what it is. If they were so bad in Cleveland, how come they all come to Denver on a team that was 5th in the NFL last year in defense, and they're all playing and starting? Gerard Warren, even Tom Coughlin said when he wants to do it, big number 61, when he decides it's a big play and he's coming, you just can't block him.
I'm talking to Trevor Price about all these rejects from Cleveland, if you will. He says the one that perhaps was the most impressive pickup was the defensive line coach Andre Patterson as they throw it over to Barber. Nice piece of tackling by Al Wilson to only allow a 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, it's interesting. Andre Patterson, defensive line coach for the Cleveland Browns, he comes to Denver, and it's right. Trevor Price, who has been with the Broncos for many years, just says, wow, what a teacher. He's just given me more skills, more things to do on the field, and it's made a big difference in his defensive line, Denver's defensive line so far this year.
Inside of 7 minutes, a 3rd and long coming up for Manning. Ball at 15, they have to get just inside Denver territory for the first down. Just beats the play clock. Got good time. It's going to be over the head of the target as 2 Broncos converge. May have taken away, they may have deprived themselves of the interception, Williams and Ferguson.
I tell you, Denver really comes with some late blitzes. John Lynch is going to come all the way down and around, and look, he almost gets there. And Amani Toomer, I don't think he thought he was there any way the football was coming his way. He was not running full speed.
It's Beagles. High in the air. Let's see, Williams, after trying to field the last one without a fair catch inside the 10. This time he wisely signals 42-yard boot. Denver takes over at the 23. Tomorrow, CBS all new, beginning with TV's best lineup of comedies, King of Queens, the new hit How I Met Your Mother, 2.5 Men, Out of Practice, and Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami, plus The Late Show with David. It's all coming up tomorrow on America's most watched network. This is a pivotal series for Michael Strahan and this Giants defense, down 20-10, 3rd quarter. Tatum Bell in the backfield. They go with Bell. Tiptoeing through a lot of traffic out to the 30 for 8 yards. You know, Michael Strahan working down the line. What did you see here?
Well, look at 92. One thing you notice right away, defensive end, look how trim he is. 272 pounds last year, down to the low 250s this year. He goes, the energy, he says, the energy I have on the field. He goes, I'm faster, I'm more powerful, he's more flexible, his body feels better, and it shows. He has been a force in every single game so far this year.
Second down and 2. And Bell struggling to get back to the line. He won't even get anywhere close. Tuck and Strahan again on the play. You know, Strahan, we all know about his sacks, his specialty. He was talking about losing all that weight against the Cowboys last week. Jason Witten said to him on the field, he says, hey, man, did you lose some weight? You look good.
He goes, yeah, you lose some weight. And Michael Strahan said, yes. He goes,
thank you.
Jason Witten goes, man, because you're a lot quicker.
Yep.
So that shows you. Other players know it when they play against him on the field.
And Parcells saw it too and told him it was a wise thing. It gave George Martin a couple of extra years, he said, at the end of his career.
Good lesson for everybody.
3rd and 7, and Plummer scrambles away from the heat and slides for the first down and more.
Discipline. Don't lose your discipline. That's why Tom Coughlin's upset. Wow, the Denver Broncos, they struggle. We've said it 20 times today. When they drop back, they don't even look comfortable. So don't be a hero. Make Jake Plummer throw it from the pocket. Michael Strahan, he's going to come up the field. Oh, that's a nice job by George Foster. Good first blow, just knocks him back.
That gains 11. Most importantly, a first down. Todd DeVoe is in for Denver, and they're going to little play action bootleg, and it's caught by Ashley Lely in Giants territory for a first down.
Jake Plummer on the run really knows how to throw the football. Ashley Lely on the outside. Look how far he goes up the field. DeLoach, good job there, but the perfect throw to the outside. And Jake Plummer on the run gets his left shoulder out of the way. Watch this. Get out of the way so that right arm can go forward and throw a nice spiral exactly where he wanted the football to go.
Anderson, the tailback, first down, 47-yard line. Big Mike, the run for 2. That's it. And we have an update between plays. Back to you, Greg Gumbel.
All right, Jim and Phil, in Oakland, Lamont Jordan this week said, put the team on my shoulders. I'll carry you. He goes 17 yards for a touchdown here as the Raiders extend their lead over the Bills. It's now 24-10, under 10 minutes to play in the third. Jim and Phil, back to you.
Thank you, Greg. And in the AFC West, with San Diego letting that game slip away today at Philadelphia. Kansas City winning on Friday. Raiders in front, Denver in front. Arguably the strongest division in the NFL this year. Second down and 8. 1-on-1. Look at the cuts here, and he has to try to turn around and come back for it. DeLoach had some tight coverage over there. Well guarded. With 2 minutes remaining and down 21-17, which current quarterback would you want leading your team? I think there's a strong chance that second name might get a lot of support. Cast your vote. NFL.com. Ball at the 45 of the Giants. And again on third down, Plummer. 4 out of 6. 3 times picking up the first via the air. Tough pass, and it falls incomplete, almost dangerously picked up by the Giants. Will Allen jarred it loose.
Well, the Broncos staying in there with running people. That's why they're putting the tight end outside. But what I don't like, you're going against the corner, Will Allen. Will Allen loves this matchup. He just sticks right to him and puts here. There's nowhere to throw the football to.
So the Broncos, they move the ball again, but the drive breaks down near midfield at the Giants 45. Sauerbrunn had 1 block this year. The danger of that on this occasion. Chad Morton looking up into the lights and fields it at the 17. 2010. Giants down 10. The Broncos and Giants can't collide without looking back in history. Super Bowl 21, and my partner here, Phil Simms, with that wonderful 22 of 25 performance, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, almost a perfect quarterback rating, the MVP, as the Giants won the title. 88%, so many Super Bowl records set that day by Phil that still remain in the books. At the top of the ledger, Manning looking right side, and that pass got away from him a little bit, looking over at Plexico Burress. How many times are you reminded of 22 of 25? I mean, when I'm with you 3 days a week, it seems like I hear about it at least 5 times in those 3 days.
Yeah, well, you know, Giant fans do bring it up a lot, especially if they're around my age or a little older. They talk about it. So, and of course, Denver Bronco fans, when I'm out in Denver, they bring it up too. But it's softened out there since they won their 2 Super Bowls with John Elway.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings now.
Second down and 10 for Eli and the Giants from the 17. Look out, they come in on him, has to just get rid of it in the area of Burress. That was Darren Williams this time blitzing from the outside.
Well, this Bronco defense, it's matching what their offense did when it came out. The Giants don't know what to expect. They're moving around, they're playing safe. A blitz is going to come this way. It's Darren Williams. Eli Manning, once again, just heave it out of bounds.
Again, they don't have officially a sack in this game. And you think about how many times, like they did with Brady last week, they knocked down the quarterback today again.
So you got to be careful about certain stats. Some of them are overrated. Hitting the quarterback and making it thrown away, more important sometimes than a sack.
3rd down and 10. And pass to sidelines, caught, but was he in or out? He was out. That was Amani Toomer. And the Giants 3 and done on this series. Eli 5 of his last 17.
The Giants panicking a little too much, I think. You're only down 10 points. Run the football. Try to keep this defense honest, because this is what they want to be. They want to be a defense that moves around, blitzes, confuses you, and try to make some big plays.
Charlie Adams is now the returner. They've taken out Darren Williams. Charlie Adams out of Hofstra fields it 37, zigzags past the 50 and down to the Giants into the field. So excellent starting position for Plummer and company after a 46-yard boot, 16-yard run back. We've got Survivor coming up on Thursday. Hey, suspicions are rising about former NFL quarterback Gary Hogeboom. Will his identity finally be revealed? It's TV's #1 reality show, Survivor, Thursday as always, here on America's most watched network.
Well, if they have like a skip and rock contest in Survivor, I promise you he'll win it.
Yeah.
Because Gary Hogeboom, when he played for the Dallas Cowboys, played for the Indianapolis Colts, he moved around a little after, but he could throw the football. He could throw it pretty well. Beautiful spirals, he had a really strong arm.
Mike Anderson, the tailback. Plummer fires left side. It's Rod Smith for a gain of about 6. Talking about Gary Hogeboom, he played during your time for the Cowboys, number 14, and played for some other teams as well, the Colts, the Cardinals.
Yeah, look at that ball.
Tony Hill.
Tony Hill, he could throw it down the field.
Well, he survived 79 career games, 37 starts.
Well, sometimes that's what it is.
Getting more attention now than he did when he was quarterback in the Cowboys.
And he kind of took over the Cowboys, Jim, at the end of their good run they had, where they kept going to the NFC Championship game.
Anderson, and he's 2 yards shy of the first. We might add that the Broncos decided to not suit up Ron Dayne today. Now, he has been quite a contributor for Coach Mike Shanahan, including in that game against San Diego. He had really the ball in his hands in the 4th quarter, picked up a big first down, leading to the winning field goal, but inactive today.
Yeah, some people said some things to me like, there you go, Ron Dayne's not, whatever. If Mike Anderson gets hurt, I'm telling you, Ron Dayne's going to step in and do everything that he's been doing.
3rd down and 2. Bell in for Anderson on the pitch. This play's worked a couple of times this season, and it does again for the first. Well, that's Tatum Bell with the first down and a gain of 11.
Well, you remember Jake Plummer said to us they were running the play in the game. Mike Anderson is in, and when the play was over, Mike Shanahan said to Jake Plummer, tell Mike Anderson to fake an injury.
Yeah, tell him to bend over, fall down.
So he comes out, they run that exact play because they want Tatum Bell to the outside, and there he goes down the field for a touchdown. So they have distinct plays, different plays they like to run with both of these running backs.
From the 28 and another first with Anderson on the handoff. Look at him plow ahead and carry with him Nick Bryson. You know, this tandem here of Anderson and Tatum Bell, interestingly coming in, their yardage numbers very similar in the 300s. Bell is over 400 now on the year, and they were on track combined to rush for 2,008 yards if you were able to track it. That's the exact total, 2008, that Terrell Davis had back in 1998 in that storied season. We're headed to the fourth. Broncos lead in 2010. Welcome to the fourth quarter. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, and Bonnie Bernstein. And we start the final quarter with the Broncos moving the football at the Giants 22. Second down and 4. Go with Anderson. Shakes off a tackle and has the first down. Carries a whole cavalcade of players with him. Broke away from Clancy.
Well, Jim, you just break it away. You're saying it right. That's why we're not seeing Tatum Bell even more in this game, because Mike Anderson and the offensive line, we got to include them. They're all over these defenders. They're just being tough. This is as tough as I've seen this Bronco offense so far this year. They are willing themselves to run the football, and it's worked.
Anderson now over 100. Play action fake. And Plummer looking, firing to the back of the end zone over the head of Todd DeVoe. You remember earlier in the game we were talking about Plummer throwing the football inside the 20 in the red zone. He completed 2 more passes to make it 12 straight completions in the red zone. One of them a touchdown. Those 12 straight completions, 7 of them going for scores, and now finally an incompletion inside the 20. And look at them today. Their trips, 2 of them, twice for 6. 3 tight ends, second down and 10. Tackle, and is there a fumble on the back end of that? Giants are saying they have it, and I see one official pointing down. He is ruled down. Again, we're now at 20 quarters for Denver without a turnover.
Well, this won't even be reviewable because I heard the whistle blow. And look at he's down, there's no question about it, but just how they pushed the pile. They made contact at the line of scrimmage, and he still picked up 5 yards. 4th straight game, 100-yard back for Denver. Anderson, then Bell, and Anderson. Over the last 4, they have 3rd and 5. They ran it out this formation last time. Look out for the quarterback draw. With pressure, and the ball is on a pass or a fumble. Giants fall on it. And all the officials looking around and no one making a signal. Well, doing the right thing, let the play go, but that was an incomplete pass. He was throwing it. They signal recovery, Giants, and you know the Broncos will be looking at this one. Yeah, they better duck because there's going to be a red flag flying out there. Jake Plummer, watch. Well, okay. You know, he had Justin Tuck on him, and you talk about the Tuck rule, it's coming up. The ball could have fallen out of his hand, so he was making a passing effort. Did he fumble the ball before he threw it? Well, he just showcases the red flag in his face, doesn't have to throw it.
Denver is challenging the ruling on the field, saying it's a forward pass.
That first replay certainly looked like an incomplete pass to me.
Jim, I just got to see, does it fall out of his hand? Is the arm going forward? Yes. Oh, absolutely. There. I got a better look at it that time.
Look at the whammy on Plummer.
Yeah, front and back. He does not lose control of the football. The arm is going forward.
Well, right there, you saw it from the side.
But I do like the way they handled it, Jim. Don't blow the whistle too quick.
Well, this is it's a three-point decision is what it is coming up on this challenge, because if it's ruled an incompletion, this will be a chippy for Jason Elam. Fourth down would be on the way. And of course, you got the Broncos, which statistically they could care less, but they have that chance to set history. Never in the history of the NFL has any team gone 5 complete games in a row without a turnover. They just have a quarter to go to complete that. They're so sure that they're going to win the reversal. They've got Elam out on the field.
You like streaks. Yeah,
this is a good one, though. If you're a coach, how much do you think Mike Shanahan likes this one?
Oh, no, this one. But then last year, the New England Patriots, every week with Bill Belichick, it was a new streak. And I always loved the interaction between the two of you as he'd go. Yeah, that's great, Jim. Great. Nice fact. Thank you.
Was that an interaction? It was a lack of interaction. Well, the Giants have their offense huddled.
You agree, though. You say it's a forward pass, too.
I think this is pretty conclusive stuff. But it's taking some time here for Jeff Triplett. Not even looking at it. He's comparing some notes.
Let's look at it just one more time to make sure. The arm is going forward. The football is in his hand. He didn't fumble it before he let it go.
Given the man who hit him, if this is not a reversal, then we have a whole new definition of the tuck rule.
And why is
Did you say something?
No, I didn't say anything.
Field goal.
After reviewing the play, quarterback's arm was moving forward before it came loose. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th and 5 on the 9-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 13:22.
So a winning reversal for Mike Shanahan. There you go. 311 minutes and counting without a fumble lost or an interception thrown.
This is twice that they've had similar situations. A couple of weeks ago against the Washington Redskins, they had the tuck rule, almost exactly what it's been talked about in the rule book, that was in the end zone that Mike Shanahan saw it. Immediately goes, that's the tuck rule. He threw the flag out, and he won that one too.
So it'll be a 27-yard try for Jason Elam. He's already made 2 at this end of the field, both coming in the first quarter, and they were way outside of this, 40+. And this one he hooks through as well. Still, the Giants are within 2 scores early 4th quarter, 23-10 Denver. Coming up tonight on 60 Minutes, Michael Jordan one-on-one with Ed Bradley. Special broadcast of 60 Minutes with fewer commercial interruptions tonight here on CBS America's #1 network. Hunter to the 30, and another solid return. 31-yard return. But this Giants offense has to get cranking. They've managed 26 yards total offense in this half. And we've been watching an animated Tom Coughlin on the sideline. And his offense 3 and out the last time it had it. Let's see what they can do this time. That's Barber. Good run of about 9. With Snee help free him. Here's what we've been seeing with Tom Coughlin.
Very animated, passionate, into the game, plays it along with the players.
You know, Phil, we were around this team twice last year, and to see the atmosphere and the way this relationship with Coughlin and his players has evolved in 1 year, it is substantially different than a season ago as Barber moves moves it to Denver's end of the field with a run of 8 yards.
I can do it really quick. Last year, Michael Strahan would openly say that he wasn't getting along and didn't like the coach. If you ask him now, he goes, I love the guy. He's everything you want in a head coach. It's amazing to turn around, and I'd say it's something like this, Jim. It's like sometimes you disagree with your father, then after a while you sit back and go, you know, he's right.
He was right.
Let me do it his way, because he's got experience and he believes in what he's doing, and he's doing it for the right reasons.
2nd down and 2. The Giants pitch it over to Tiki, but that's really for no gain. 3rd and 2 on the way.
Big 3rd down for the New York Giants. You got to look at the clock. There's 11 minutes and 50 seconds to go, and it does start up again. You got to think, okay, we got this possession and probably 2 more. So you need 2 touchdowns. So you get in a situation like this, you almost think, man, I might go for it on 4th if the opportunity is right.
Shockey has been quiet in this half without a catch. He had a huge 4th quarter last week at Dallas. Over 100 yards alone in that 4th quarter, and they pick up the first with Toomer at the 40, working with Champ Bailey, shifting over to Toomer on that play. Gain of 8, good for the first.
That is a play. This play here, they have thrown this many times this year. The wide receivers just go up the field, and when they turn, Eli Manning's let the football go. They love to do it when the defensive back is really close, and it usually goes to Plexico Burress, but not that time.
Carter wide to the right. Burress wide to the left. On 1st down from the 40, they cross him up with the run. And Barber gains only 3. John Lynch stuffing the middle.
Yeah, by changing it up though, Jim, and just running the football every once in a while, it takes some energy away from the defense. And this Denver Bronco defense, it's about energy and emotion, making things happen. So when you run it, hey, they got to anchor down in there and try to stop it, and it sometimes keeps them from moving around so much.
Staying with the shotgun, Manning steps back from the 37. They'll snap it. 2nd down and 7. Here they come. Gets the pass away. Good grab. It's Toomer. Shakes free from Lynch. And he's down, but not until he has the 1st down. Champ Bailey had to finish him off at the 27.
Well, John Lynch just can't like what he... There's 2 blitzers coming from this side. Eli Manning sees it, throws what they call throws a short route, the hot route. John Lynch has got to know it's coming, and then he doesn't make the tackle, so that's disappointing. Good job by Eli Manning. Nice catch by Amani Toomer.
1st down, New York. Moving it for the first time in the 2nd half. Short drop and batted away at the line. Ekuban of the Broncos.
Yeah, good thing too. Champ Bailey being he was coming after it. Ekuban, 91, sees it, gets his hand up. One of the reasons why short passes. Ebenezer Ekuban has been playing very well in this Denver defensive line. Mike Shanahan singled him out last night to us, just going, wow, what a surprise, how solid a player he is.
That's Shockey and Burress together at the top, and they bring Jeremy over in the slot on 2nd down and 10. Looking long for Plexico, and does he make the catch? Yes, he does. They give him the grab at the 3.
They called it a push out, so it's going to be a completion, no matter what the replay says.
Dick Ferguson pushed him out. Champ Bailey was over there as well.
Boy, that football hung in the air a long time. Nice release. Plexico Burress just gets right away from Champ Bailey. 1 foot in. And Eli Manning under pressure against Gerard Warren.
He wasn't pushed out, he was pulled out.
Yep, and his foot was
still got down.
Still got down, so it doesn't matter.
1st and goal to go. Tiki Barber up the middle and touchdown, New York Giants.
What a drive by the Giants.
unresponsive through the first, well, third quarter and early stages of the fourth. The Giants get it going on this series.
David Deal coming across, making a good block, and Tiki Barber with some tough running inside. The Broncos on the retreat that whole drive, and it leads to a touchdown by the Giants.
And the extra point by Feely. We've got a 6-point game. Giants drive down the field, and Tiki Barber with the touchdown.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move through the world. McDonald's. And by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 40.
And the crowd enthused, unlike any other point today to this point. Feely into that win, kicks it. Hal Johnson on the fly at the 25 and out to the 33. You've thought the Giant backing here has been quite reticent until now.
Well, that touchdown woke him up.
Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes with Michael Jordan, Cold Case, and Jennifer Lopez in the CBS Sunday movie, the network premiere of Enough. On America's #1 network. 9 minutes to go, 6-point game. And that is Mike Anderson. He's over 100 today. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Jim, I want to go back to the improved relationship between Tom Coughlin and Mike Strahan that you were talking about. When we pushed Strahan for details, he said, look, he's happier, he smiles more, he's a little more relaxed, and he's learned that the players run the team. He said, let the players run the team, and Coughlin has done that when he makes decisions. He comes to players like Strahan. Tiki Barber says, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Make sure it's not a disruption to the team.
All right, Bonnie, second down and 6, and there's a wide open Lele cutting to the outside and getting away, and a flag is thrown. Down away from Jabril Wilson for 28 yards in all.
Well, the Giants are going to lose some of those yards on a block. I think it was by Steven Alexander down the field.
Illegal block in the back. Number 82.
It was.
On the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty, but it'll still be first down.
Boy, how did Lele get so open?
Well, it was a aggressive defense by the Giants. So Lele on the outside, that's how he got open. What a move he does against Will Allen. He faked going up the field. Steven Alexander, when you raise those arms, it just makes you look guilty. Oh, boy, I tell you, come on.
Was that a block or a tap on the back?
Did he even make contact?
I'm sure. First and 10, 46-yard line. Still throwing. It's Lele again, very similar. And he's got another first at the 34. We've got another update. Let's send you right over to Greg Gumbel.
All right, Jim and Phil out in Oakland. Don't count the Buffalo Bills out yet. Kelly Holcomb to Josh Reed, who will dance and step his way 9 yards for the touchdown. And with the extra point, Buffalo closes to within a TD, 24-17. Raiders just under 11 minutes to play in the fourth.
All right, thank you, Greg. And Josh Reed's had a nice season here after many people found great disappointment in the previous 2 years out of Reed. First down on this occasion for Denver. 34-yard line to Tatum Bell. Comes out of the backfield.
You can't let him get in field goal range.
And a timeout called by the Broncos. Midway fourth.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by AmeriQuest Mortgage, proud sponsor of the American Dream, and by Star Motorcycles from Yamaha. We build it, you make it your own.
For those expecting to see 60 Minutes here at the top of the hour, you're watching the NFL on CBS. Broncos and Giants in a good one. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein, 23-17. Denver leads it. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast. First down and Plummer. Looks right side, and he has Lally. And he is tackled at the 30. And Phil, you're starting to get some suspicions here that Plummer is under the weather today.
Well, you know, we've talked about it. Jake Plummer, every chance he gets, 2 or 3 times every drive, comes over and gets a drink of water. Now, this was during the timeout. He gets a drink. I don't know if he takes a, he walks back out in the field. He'll turn right around and come back and get another drink. So I would think he's got a sore throat. It looks like he's swallowing. Probably has a little touch of the flu, and calling those signals out. That can be rough sometimes.
Second down, Mike Anderson shakes free, big getaway, but a flag thrown right at the feet of George Foster, the right tackle.
Holding number 72 in the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. It's still second down.
Right tackle George Foster going against Michael Strahan. Oh, the arm's just outside right away. It's so quick, but it's hard to say, oh, it wasn't severe. It didn't affect the play. You put your arm out there, you grab him. Even though it might not have affected the play, it's still got to be called.
Takes them at the moment with 2nd and 15 out of field goal range. And again, any kind of production here, a field goal would be huge for the Broncos. 1 score up. Make it a 2-possession game with anything. Plummer up top, hooks the air, and that should have been picked. Wilson dove for it.
If you're going to throw this pass, you've got to look it off first, because you can see Jabril Wilson is going right to the receiver. If Jake Plummer would look to his right and then come back, he would have him open maybe for a touchdown.
Plummer now 134 straight passes without an interception, but that one was close.
Pick up just enough yards to give Jason Elam a chance to kick another long field goal.
He's made it from 49 at this end. That would mean they'd have to get around the 31-32. And that's exactly where they're going to be. That's Alexander near the 30, 31. This will be like a 48-yard try. As you'll recall, in the first quarter, Elam from 49, 1 yard longer. He just got it over the crossbar, hit the camera mounted above it, and then rattled it back off the camera to the back of the crossbar, and good for 3. He's perfect today. Plummer on the hole. Leach to snap it. We'll call it now officially 49 yards, and Elam, it slices wide of the mark.
And the Giants get good field position.
They'll get to take it over at the point of the kick, which will be the 39.
Jason Elam, he hits it good. He hits it so good, the ball compresses, and that's what makes it go to the right. See the power? It kind of changed directions about 20 yards short of the goalpost, and it goes to the right. And Tom Coughlin wants it blocked, and then he says it's no good.
Well, he got some airtime, got some hang time.
Not bad. Former running back from Syracuse University.
Yeah, wing back in the backfield with Larry Zonka and Floyd Little. How about that company he kept at Syracuse? Manning in traffic, and that's ruled incomplete. Wilson and Bailey help knock it away. Let's go over to Greg Gumbel for the update.
Jim and Phil, out in Oakland this week, Raider running back Lamont Jordan said, "Put the team on my shoulders. I'll carry us." This is his 3rd touchdown of the day, a 7-yarder. It extends the Raider lead to 31-17 over Buffalo.
All right, Greg, a welcome sight for the Raider Nation. They've been saying, yes, exactly what Jordan had said. Give me the ball. You made the big move. Give me the big bucks. Let's run it. And he has 3 times to the end zone today.
Good week to do it against Buffalo's run defense.
2nd down, 10 for Manning. It flags at the line of scrimmage. Over to Shockey. And Foxworth falls on him along with Gold. After a gain of 8, we'll check the flag.
Tackled by Foxworth and Gold.
This is starting to turn into a
illegal formation offense. Wide receiver covered up a man on the line at the initial formation. It's a 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Can't do it. I'm trying to see where the penalty would be. Down here, he's on the line. This receiver must have been on the line, then he stepped back. And if you do that, that is a penalty. You can't even line up in a wrong formation and then shift. You always have to be in the right one.
Second down, 15. And it steps up, launches, and the pass is picked off.
What a catch.
Champ Bailey with the interception. And what a grab it was.
The Giants had what they wanted. They had the receiver open coming across the middle. I think Eli Manning, I couldn't see if he was under pressure, could have waited just a little longer. Plexico Burris, watch him come across the field. He's got Champ Bailey to his back. Wow, what an effort by Champ Bailey. And it makes you think,
look at this catch.
Plexico Burris should have laid out for the football, and Champ Bailey wouldn't have had a chance to catch it. Eli, no pressure. Good job of sliding in the pocket. And I know he's saying, you kidding me.
How about the way that Bailey secured it with both hands underneath? And Fimber takes over at the 42 inside of 5 minutes. Giants do have all 3 timeouts.
Still plenty of time.
That is Anderson for 3. College life rocks the sports, the parties, but next Sunday, CBS presents a world premiere movie just in time for Halloween, Vampire Bats. It's next Sunday on CBS, America's most watched network. I was about to say this script is now kind of a familiar one for the Broncos. For the 3rd straight week, they have a double-digit lead in the second half, and then they have to hang on by the fingernails. Against Washington, they were up 21-10, denied a 2-point try that would have tied it at the close. Against the Patriots, up 28-3, and the Patriots actually got it within 28-20. Second down, and Anderson. Short yardage inside of 4 minutes, and the Giants signal for a timeout. This one was 23-10, and the Giants got the touchdown here in the 4th. So that's the first timeout called by the Giants. Look at the time of possession. Similar to last week, the Giants against Dallas had the ball for just about 22 minutes in that one. Tom Coughlin saying we need more plays. Next Sunday, it's a regional week for you on CBS. Many of you will see the game in the late window. The Chiefs at the Chargers. Old AFC West rivalry. Our weekend action gets started next Sunday at noon. Greg and Dan and Shannon and Boomer. Guys back in the studio with the NFL Today next Sunday, Regional Sunday here on CBS. Again, 60 minutes coming up, except for those of you on the West Coast. Michael Jordan interviewed by Ed Bradley. Tatum Bell in the backfield. 3rd down, 5. What do you expect, Phil?
Well, Jim, they love this formation. Should throw it inside by the Giant defense, what they're doing.
Pass batted in the air and incomplete. So close. Antonio Pierce. And that would have had the Giants set up at the Denver 47.
What I don't like about it again, you have Tatum Bell out there running a route against a starting corner for the New York Giants. Will Allen, twice today he's been in this situation, and twice he has been all over the receiver.
Sauerbrunn to punt. Chad Wharton to field it. Has to run up, now runs away from it. And it's going in a favorable direction for the Giants. Down at the 28, and there is a flag in the middle of the field. It's against New York. It could set them up well back inside the 20 near the 10. Only a 26-yard boot. As that ball bounced and reversed field.
are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, chop block, number 25 of the kicking team. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 36 of the receiving team. Those penalties, by rule, will offset. Repeat, 4th down.
We'll get to kick it all over again, which is a break for Shanahan and company. After that one traveled only 26 yards. There's the roughing.
Sean Williams, 36, hits from behind when the play is over. When you're away from the play like that, the NFL, they have made it clear, no unwarranted hits, especially like that, and it kind of comes back to the Green Bay game down in Tampa Bay. Keep the players safe.
Chad Morton again. He's back inside the 10. Better kick this time. Well covered by the Broncos. So the penalties that were offset ended up in a 10-yard setback for the Giants in the end net. Here's Elam getting it started from 49. Giants had a long run by Barber that led to then Burris bringing it down from 18 yards and the lead. Elam still with the first, second field goal. Then Mike Anderson from 2 yards out. Feely from 52 to keep his perfect season intact. Plummer with his 50th touchdown pass as a Bronco. And then Elam from 27 yards. Barber in the 4th. 4-yard run to bring us to this point at 23-17. Blitz, man is open, and Barber unable to hold on.
Tiki Barber, nobody covered him, and I'll tell you why there's nobody covered him, because everybody is blitzing to Eli Manning's right side. So if Tiki Barber could have caught that, look at John Lynch again. Al Wilson from way off. And it works against the Giants again, just because they do hold the football longer than most teams.
Manning a week ago led the Giants down the field in 2 plays to send a game into overtime. Now he hits Burris out at the 23-yard line as we approach 3 minutes and a big 3rd and 4 on the way.
3rd and 4, 3 minutes, over 3 minutes to go. You have 2 timeouts. I think you're almost in the 4-down situation. You have to go for it, even if you don't hit this 3rd down play here.
Identical to a late hookup with Burris against the Cowboys last week.
Yeah, that was a good job by Eli Manning. Not panicking when he went to the right, reversed his field, and looked to his favorite receiver, Plexico Burris.
Clock is running at 2:18. A 1st down for the Giants. And they stop the action. Broncos want to settle down.
30-second timeout.
Plus they've got Darren Williams down on the field.
Well, that way they will not have to take him out if he's okay. And too, Jim, it's okay to use your timeouts to break the momentum of the offense and to, like you say, to get your defense settled down. And Darren Williams, they're grabbing his left toe and pulling it back. So that usually means you're having a cramp.
Darren Williams has been quite a find for the Broncos. 2nd-round pick out of Oklahoma State. Here's the hookup with Burris on 3rd down that was absolutely essential.
Well, there was a lot of space given. Then finally, Plexico Burris, he sees Eli Manning reverse his field, and he comes back and catches the football for a 1st down.
Still stretching him out. So Darren Williams will step off the field. Well, they've just gone final in Chicago. We want to welcome that audience that saw the Bears beat Baltimore 10-6. It's been a good one here at Giant Stadium. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, Bonnie Bernstein. Giants down 6 with 2:13 remaining, with 2 timeouts and a first down from the 29. That's up ahead to the 36 and a gain of 7. And it looks like they'll let it run down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go, with the Broncos trying to hold on for a 6th win in a row. 2 minutes left, and Burris is on the sidelines.
After that big 3rd down catch, the Denver defenders landed on him and his collarbone. The doctors have been checking him out. Be curious to see if he comes back in.
But you saw Darren Williams is back in. They run for the first with Barber out to the 42. Gain of 6. And they're going to hurry to the line.
Plexico Burris comes back in.
Comes back in, then runs back off. First down Giants, 42-yard line. Open man is Barber. And he's near the first down. They'll spot him, it looks like, about a foot shy. Right between Gold and Foxworth.
Tough decisions to make if you're playing defense. Do you try to play the clock or do you go after the quarterback? So far, they're playing the clock.
Second and short. Pass, first down. Toomer stays in bounds with 1:15. Remember, the Giants have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, still plenty of time. Don't panic. They're not. Keep taking the short ones. The opportunity to go down the field will come up as soon as Denver gambles.
Burris back in on first down, and it's back over to Toomer, and he's down at the 35, near another first. Timeout called this time with 51 seconds, leaving the Giants with 1 timeout. We've got another update during this break. Back over to you, Greg.
Jim and Phil, it's all over in Seattle. Cowboys and Seahawks tied at 10. Final seconds. Bledsoe's pass intercepted by Jordan Babineau, who returns 25 yards. It set up a Josh Brown 50-yard field goal as time expired. Seattle beats the Dallas Cowboys 13-10.
Wow. Thank you, Greg. That is a devastating loss for the Cowboys, who were in control most of the game, and the Seahawks scored 10 points in the last minute to win it 13-10. Well, we've got here 2nd and 1 with 51 seconds, and the ball at the 35. Tiki Barber telling us on Friday we feel like we should win every week. And he says Eli this year is not second-guessing himself at the line. It's a different attitude.
Here they come. Looks like Denver might change and come with a blitz this time.
For the first, Barber has it at the 31, and they'll hurry back to the line. Now inside of 40 seconds. No spike. Manning left side, and Burris, no, did not get the second foot down. 34 seconds.
The Giants, when you watch them play this season, this passing game, I've told you many times, they like to throw it down the field. When they get inside the 35, Tom Coughlin believes take a shot. Somebody can run a double move, throw it deep down the field, try to get in the end zone. In practice on Friday, they had many plays that did exactly that.
On the 32. Going for the big one. Down the field for Carter, and incomplete. Boy, there was some contact, but no flag.
That's what they did. It looked like Tim Carter to the outside gave a little move trying to get deep down the field. And you're right, Jim, there was quite a bit of contact in the end zone. Going against Dominique Foxworth. Boy, that's close. Oh, good job by Foxworth. That's why there's no penalty called, because he turns and looks for the football.
Crowd rasps. gasps, I should say, when it sees the replay go through the fingertips. Would have been a very tough catch. Third down, and Manning has Shockey, his first catch of the second half, and that's a big one. Out of bounds at the 8.
Well, if you keep going with the blitz, that means you have somebody covering Jeremy Shockey one-on-one. Here comes the blitz. Ian Gold up the field. What a nice move by Jeremy Shockey. He looked inside. Ian Gold started to look for the football, and he realized it's too late. He broke outside.
The game plan all week, practice all week, and it's coming down to a couple of plays. From the 8-yard line, 21 seconds. Fake to Barber, across the middle, and too low, and very nearly picked up by Darren Williams. That was intended for Amani Toomer, and he is now going to have to come out.
Well, that football, Darren Williams coming out, that football fell out of Eli Manning's hand, and that's why the throw was low.
17 seconds. Burris, he's got Bailey on him at the top of the screen. Huge height advantage for Plexico on that left side. Manning across the middle. It's Barber. Barber collides at the 2 with 10 seconds. Timeout. Boy, they lost a couple of seconds there as Lynch and Gold come up to converge on Barber at the 2-yard line. And the Giants now are out of timeouts.
The Giants ran this play against the Dallas Cowboys the last game of last year, and it scored a touchdown. Not many teams run this screen inside in this situation. It happens fast. Tiki Barber, Eli Manning throws it under the defense.
Look at big hit by Lynch.
John Lynch.
Manning looking for somebody to get the attention for the timeout. Strahan. Come on, guys, timeout. 8 seconds. Ball at the 2. They've added a couple of seconds now.
That's big because that allows the Giants at least 2 plays. If they throw it in the end zone.
Manning looking. Here comes the pressure. Pass away. Catch is made. It's Toomer again against the Broncos like he did back in '98. Mike Shanahan brought his team in here 7 years ago, 13-0 undefeated, and Toomer caught a Kent Graham pass in the final minute to end the unbeaten season of the Broncos.
Eli Manning gave himself some extra time by just backpedaling, and it allowed Amani Toomer to come across the field.
Now the extra point. Field drills it. 24-23 Giants.
Amani Toomer unhappy with his role in this offense. Look at me sometimes. That's what he said. He comes across the field. Nobody's open. Oh, and way to attack the football by Amani Toomer. Watch Eli Manning. Nobody open left. Just keeps going back. Finally sees him, and he throws it soft.
And he leaps across Dominique Foxworth for the catch. And in all likelihood the win. Eli celebrates as the Giants drive down the field. 83 yards in 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Toomer caught 6 passes on that drive alone, including the touchdown. All the body English in the world couldn't stop that one.
Jeremy Shockey, Plexico Burris, Amani, Eli Manning.
A lateral back. This will be it. Adams. And there's the turnover that ends the streak and ends the game. On the last play, the Giants get the football back to clinch it. Butler walks away with the football, and the Giants have a thrilling victory here, 24-23. Wow, what a game. Again tonight on CBS 60 Minutes, Cold Case and Enough, starring Jennifer Lopez. For Phil Simms and Bonnie Bernstein, Jim Nance, thanks so long from Giant Stadium. Giants have won it with 2 touchdowns in the last 9 minutes. They end the Broncos win streak at 5. Good night, everybody.